everyone. My name is John Glenn. I am the president of Pontiac Miniature Aircraft Club. One of the things with Pontiac Miniature Aircraft Club, or PMAC as we're known, is that we've always had a strong involvement with the community, promoting our hobby, sport, whatever you want to call it, trying to foster interest in model aviation. Today we're out here at our field. We are the site for the regional UAS-4 STEM drone competitions. We've got 9 teams out here of kids from all over the Midwest area. The premise of the competition here is that there are lost hikers, and a quick reaction drone team has been brought in to try and pinpoint the location of these hikers and their condition. This is one of the activities that drones are great at, and what we as a club and what our parent organization Academy of Model Aeronautics is trying to do is show that there are many more uses for drones other than as weapons or spying on people. There are so many positive applications that these aircraft can be used for, and the industry and the use for them has just exploded. There are not enough qualified people for all the work that drones can do for us. They're a lot harder to fly than full-scale aircraft. Probably about half of us in this club have our full-scale pilot's license. And if the full scales were as hard as the models to fly, about half of us wouldn't be walking the face of the earth anymore. But that's, the skills are, some hand-eye coordination and eyesight, good eyesight. These objects get awful small when they start getting away from you. Right. Which way's up? That's sometimes the question. Our program has we put the aircraft up there. Some of the training aircraft are out on a field right now with a buddy box system. We put the student on a buddy box. We have instructors that are in primary control of the airplane. Then they can hand control off to the student, and so it gives them a positive experience. But because just going into a hobby shop and plunking down a couple of $100 and then walking out here and destroying the aircraft in 5 seconds, that can be pretty disappointing. That can be pretty daunting. You need to align with somebody that knows what they're doing, that can, get you started in a positive way. Maybe they might have the misconception that, oh, that's too hard, it's too difficult. There are levels of aircraft, from trainers, gliders. The quadcopters are enjoyable, and they're rather easy to learn, and they can be very docile. You can fly at the level you're comfortable with or you want to attain. Do you want to do it for relaxation, or do you want the challenge of speed, maneuverability? It's all here for you, whatever you want to do.
My name is Danny Grody, and I am the team captain and ground station manager. I kind of oversee the whole operation and what's going on, go between different people reporting data. So if they, when the spotter on the camera identifies an object, then he will report that to me, which I will then report to the pilot, who will put the quad in loiter, which will make it stay where it is. And then he'll come over and move it over the object. And then I will coordinate with the person doing the ground station, and they will give the coordinates, which I then wrote down.
My name is Sebastian Villa, and my position in the team was to monitor the camera, which was on the quadcopter that Lucas was flying. And when he was flying over the terrain, I would basically tell the team captain, Danny, and then he would report it to Lucas and say, we found a waypoint.
I'm Micah Hung, I'm the brother of Lucas, and my position was to monitor the ground station control, which relays all the data that is being collected by the quadcopter until you can see it on the ground.
I became involved because I met 2 friends of mine at a flying event last year, and then they had talked about setting up a RC club of some kind. and they ended up setting up a UAS team. So I got involved with that just because I love the hobby. Been flying for 2 years, and it's just another way that I can be involved.
I'm actually new to this and I enjoy it very much, so I plan to do this for a longer time. This company or organization, there's a man who works in this company and he's friends with my dad, and they wanted kids to start getting into aviation, and then my dad just asked me, and then I said, sure, why not? So then that's basically how I started getting into it. I started flying.
There are flight simulators. It's essentially a video game, but it's to train you how to fly. Those would be better than just to buy a drone would be after you've had some training on that, because that on a flight simulator you can crash as many times as you want and it doesn't cost you anything to fix it.
I would say if you're first starting to get into it, get something small, and then after you get better at that, make your own airplanes. It's harder to make your own airplanes, but you know how it's built, you know how to fix it, and it's a much better experience for that.
Definitely don't be worried about crashing. It happens. If you crash, just most of the time you can fix it. I mean, there's only certain situations that you can't, and even in those, they sell replacement parts, that sort of thing. So just because you crash, don't let that get you down.
The main thing is experience in flying. It's if you don't need special training. I just taught myself. All it is just the more time you have flying, the better you're at it.
Start out with something small, which is what Lucas said. Try it out, play with it, and if you don't like it, then stay away from it. Don't buy something very expensive and waste your money on it if you don't like it. Start out with something small, then if you like it, buy something more expensive.
I would recommend Flight Test, FLITETEST.com. It's a very good website, very friendly, very open to kids, and they have beginner series. They have all the airplanes you can build. It's a very good website to do. And also go to your local flying field if you have that. Then the people there are always very friendly.